if you start going to the chiropractor, you're always going to have to go. Yeah, I've heard that too, right? For sure. So today we're going to talk about some real stats. We're going to talk about the real risk of chiropractic, the massive benefits that you hear, right? And we want to tell people about, and let's clear up all these falsehoods once and for all. So I'm Dr. Bonabless. This is Dr. J. We're with Texas Functional Health Centers, and we're going to go through all this fun stuff today. Right? So let's jump right into it. So what's the big myth? Right? Neck cracking causes strokes.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody and their dog has probably heard that one, right? Don't go to the chiropractor. They're going to kill you. You're going to have a stroke. But in all reality, you are more inclined to die on 6:35 going to work than you are to die from a chiropractic adjustment or be struck by lightning on a sunny day
while brushing your teeth. I think you're probably 100 times more likely to die on 6:35 than you are from a chiropractic adjustment. So
you take your life in your own hands every day,
right? Yeah, no, so ridiculously safe.
Yeah.
All right. So the actual stats are 1 in 5.8 million visits will have some complication, and it's not usually the visit itself; it's that you walked in the door with it. Right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the big problems with the stroke. So the type of stroke that we're talking about is a vertebral artery dissection, so a VAD. They're inherently very rare in society in the first place, but we call it a hairdresser's stroke. And the reason we call it a hairdresser's stroke is because people with their necks extended for long periods of time, if they have some damage or irritation or a problem with that artery, that's when they're going to have that stroke.
Yeah.
So usually patients will come to a provider, so whether it's a medical doctor or a chiropractor, because of the symptoms of the stroke. And the symptoms of these types of strokes are neck pain, headaches. Right? So
sometimes you can have like dizziness or like
bit of vertigo,
weakness in your hands or maybe in your legs, numbness,
tingling, right? And so really an adequate workup of a patient is the most important part. Yeah. If we don't truly listen to the patient, we don't take the history, we don't understand what's going on, that's when we can get into trouble.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll hear some complaints like, I just want to give a neck crack. Like, why am I here? Like, why do I have to talk to you people? And it's because we're doctors. Like outside of the whole neck cracking thing, like we're actually doctors, and our job is to make sure that like you're in the right place and that we're actually taking care of you and that we're doing the right thing for you. So we have to talk to you. We have to take you through an examination just to make sure that you're okay to be adjusted, that you don't have other things going on.
Or that your problem is something that we can fix with
adjustment. So
yeah. A lot of things that could happen with the human body don't fall into the realm of things that we can take care of. So it's really important for us to make sure that
we got to weed all that out.
Right. And really good networks of people that we have. So if it is something that we can't help, we have good referrals and different systems that we can go through. But really our initial consultation exam is going to be focused on taking a really adequate history. So somebody that walks into me, one red flag for me is going to be, I have a sudden terrible headache I've never had ever in my life, and it just won't go away. Yeah. Okay, tell me a little bit more. So I'm going to ask them, have you had any numbness or tingling in your face? Have you had any problems swallowing? Right?
How's your vision?
Right? Any changes in vision? So there's a number of questions that I'm going to ask beyond that, just to see if we have some things that line up with a stroke, even a regular stroke. So we have patients that come in with some numbness and tingling in their hand. I'm going to rule out any of those severe conditions to make sure that I'm not missing something very important or something that's an emergency situation.
This actually reminds me of my friend. So my friend, right, was having issues, back problems, everything else, right? Went to the massage therapist, and whenever she was at the massage therapist, while they were rubbing on her back, they actually pulled off her trap, right? Her trapezius star muscle on her back. And it's big, it's huge, it's strong. And she was very upset, which makes perfectly good sense, right? Very upset. But here's the thing. She had an injury which caused a tear, which then caused the issue, caused the pain, which had her go into the massage therapist to rub out the pain. While she was there at the massage therapist, pulled it off. Now, happened to be at the massage therapist, but in all reality, that tear was already there and was already going to happen, whether she was trying to rearrange furniture one day or lifting up the kid or something else like that.
Yeah. And so, unfortunately, there are a lot of medical situations in which things don't seem to go right, is that something was already going on.
Yeah.
And so that's the big myth behind the chiropractic adjustment causing a stroke. The vast majority of the strokes that have ever been tied to chiropractic manipulation is that they were having a stroke, and that's why they showed up at the chiropractor. I mean, you're multitudes, so a few times higher likely to have a stroke after seeing a regular doctor than you are a chiropractor. And it's just because more people see regular doctors.
Yeah.
So the statistics are just coincidental at that point. Right? So you have a headache, you have some neck pain that's stiff.
Yeah.
You're going to show up at the chiropractor. And so if we don't have adequate history, we don't do an adequate exam, we don't really pay attention to the patient, that's when we can get into trouble and miss those types of things.
But in all reality, if we were really messing people up like that, we wouldn't have a job, right? Yeah, insurance would have said, nope, you're done, you're out. We're not going to do this.
So 125 years of chiropractic this year. So there's no way. If I was constantly breaking people's necks.
But people were moving bones before that as well.
Before that, yeah. The bone setters for centuries before that.
Sure.
When you look through history, there's always been somebody that does something similar to this. So definitely not the chiropractic that was the problem, but we do need to take these seriously. So anytime that we have those types of symptoms, it's really a concern for you as the patient. So if you do have any sudden onsets of severe headaches or any numbness and tingling in the face, difficulty speaking or swallowing, those are all really good indications of some kind of
don't ignore it. Go see somebody.
It's definitely not.
Check in.
No, get that checked out very quickly. Time is of the essence with any kind of stroke. So we think an ischemic stroke or the other types of strokes, the faster you get into the ER, the better. You find somebody that that's not able to speak, they can't make some words right, things really seem very off.
They're kind of falling all over the place.
They're like, oh, I can't remember the what's the thing. Yeah, eight's the thing. So something really simple and they just can't come up with it. That means a part of their brain's not getting enough oxygen and it's not working. So emergency room as fast as possible. A very good emergency room, not like a doc in the box, but an actual big hospital ER is where you need to be with that. And better safe than sorry. It's not something
always,
to play with,
right? Always.
And so better safe than sorry. If you show up and they're like, you just have a headache. Great, perfect.
Right, I know, right?
Spectacular, right? Back to the chiropractic and the stroke. So the most recent news article that everybody's been circulating around, there's a chiropractor in a situation where a patient had a stroke and got a locked-in syndrome. So they had brain damage in their spinal cord because the blood flow wasn't there. They lost the suit, but you know who lost the suit? It wasn't the chiropractor. It was the neurologist that missed it before she went to see the chiropractor.
I hadn't heard this one.
Because the neurologist missed this stroke altogether. Right. And so that's how that situation happened. And so
that's unfortunate.
Really, unfortunate situation, but she was already having the stroke when she saw the neurologist because they went back and looked at the imaging and she was having a stroke. So she ended up with the chiropractor. The chiropractor did his x-rays, which we can't see a stroke on. He did his normal test and he said, the neurologist cleared you to come see me? Yep. Okay. There we go. And so that was that complication.
Right.
But the news stories, the news articles are all saying, the chiropractor, broke her neck and put her in locked-in syndrome and all that stuff. So terrible situation, but I think we froze up and we're back. There we go. Okay. So let's talk about risk to benefit. So chiropractic. So we were getting into the other side of this. So what's good about chiropractic? What's good about the adjustment?
Oh my goodness. So many things.
Right. So we got a lot of different things. So there's over 35 million people that see a chiropractor every year.
Yeah, every year. 35 million people.
Right. And all those people are going to get multiple adjustments. And so there's hundreds of millions of adjustments that happen every year just in the US. Right. And we have some of the highest satisfaction rates. So post-treatment satisfaction rates rate in the 90% for most surveys.
Yeah.
So
which makes our job amazing. I love it. Like oftentimes you'll talk to other doctors, right? Because we see other doctors, we talk to other doctors, and they honestly don't receive as much joy from their job that we do. Just because patients, they love what we do.
Right. And it works. That's the beautiful part about it. The primary care physicians that we talk to all the time, they're dealing with chronic conditions in which people just dealing with the same thing year after year after year. So it's not as fulfilling for them, unfortunately. But we have this wonderful job where we can fix some musculoskeletal conditions in most cases. Right? So that's definitely the big thing there. So we have some of the highest satisfaction rates out of any of the medical fields, which is really good. How about neck pain? So the third most common reason that people are going to show up at the chiropractor is neck pain. Number one is the low back pain, but third most common is going to be neck pain. So it's one of the most common things that we're going to see in our office, and being able to fix somebody's neck pain or headaches is really
it's life transforming.
Right?
Like, just to carry on with your life being normal, once you're in pain and the ability to get back to being normal, it's absolutely transformative not to think about your neck pain or your back pain whenever you're doing everyday activities like washing dishes, getting in the car, going to bed.
Just everyday things start slipping away from us. And being able to get that back for patients is one of the most rewarding things.
Yeah. And we're able to change not just, physically how they feel, but like their mood, which I absolutely love. Because oftentimes whenever people first come in, they're in pain. They're in pain every single day. And that just wears on you, and it makes you tired and exhausted. But also, like, it's just hard to do just everyday activities. And whenever they are finishing up treatment, like, they have the biggest smile on their face, and it's rewarding to get to see that this transformation in how they feel.
Right. So just to recap, if we go back over it, the big thing we were talking about is the strokes related to the chiropractic manipulation. Just not true. Right? There's a tremendous there's a huge body of evidence, lots of peer researched medical journals that weren't chiropractors that did this research, and lots of chiropractors that did do this research and found
it was the
real correlation.
Canadian Medical Association journal that put it out, that like 1 in 6 million.
Right, and there was 10 million adjustments that they reviewed. Right, and so inherently a very safe situation and procedure from a chiropractor. So anybody tells you that they know how to adjust a neck and it's really safe, make sure that they're a chiropractor. Like, we hear stories all the time that my buddy twisted my neck like he saw in the videos and really messed some stuff up. So
I had my girlfriend walk him back.
We have a lot of education, a lot of training, a lot of things that make sure that we do it where we're not going to make any problems or hurt you.
So we go through like 8 years prior to going to chiropractic school, and then that's another 4 years on top of that. So like
there's definitely some
we've been trained.
And we deliver thousands of adjustments before we get to the public. So
that's important.
Yeah, very important. Maybe why the chiropractic students have bad backs, but it's okay. So inherently, chiropractic is very safe. It's really very beneficial for people that have musculoskeletal conditions. So the number 3 reason that people show up at the chiropractic office: neck pain. Chiropractic in and of itself is going to alleviate that pain in the vast majority of those cases. The number 1 reason for disability in the United States is chronic low back pain. Number 1. So 200 million people end up on long-term disability in the United States because of lower back pain of unknown origin.
Which is so unfortunate.
So they take an MRI. They're like, oh, we don't have a disc herniation. We don't have any good reason that this is happening there. I bet I could tell you, right? And so it's going to be the subluxation complex that's causing their pain and discomfort, and they just can't get it fixed because they can't get adjusted. So they really, we need to utilize chiropractic much, much more, right?
For sure.
The vast majority of people don't even know what chiropractors do. They don't know that we can help with headache, neck pain, back pain, low back pain, knee pain.
That's such a good point.
Because basically anything with a joint, we can help you with it.
Before I went to chiro school, like I had no idea what a chiropractor did in the least bit, So, most people really don't.
Right. So, wonderful to talk about the myths around chiropractic. Maybe we can come up with some more. If you message us through Instagram or Facebook with some more ideas about different myths that you may have heard or different situations or even some real life stories and want to know more background about it, I can do some research, help you out with that. Any conditions, any specific situations that you want to talk about, if you message us through either Facebook, Instagram, or even through our website, I'd love to check that out for you and try to provide shed some more light on it for you. Okay. Good to see you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.